What up, Morning Manna? It is day 4, also known as Thursday, for those of you scoring at home for our little Morning Manna series. We're calling this one Manna, I guess. What is it? That's what manna means, by the way. What is it? As the children of Israel rushed out to find that the dew had dried, and there are these little wafers, white like coriander seed, tasting like honey. That's what Exodus 16 tells us. There on the ground. And so they called it manna. What is this? And it's a symbol of God's provision. It was food that sustained them for the 40 years they went from Egypt to the promised land. But it also represents that picture, that symbol of God's provision for us. In fact, it was one of the things that Moses was required to keep with the tabernacle, with the Ark of the Covenant. One of the things they always had to keep was an omer of manna. And it was the reminder that God was their supply, that God would provide for them. And the truth is, God's nature is the same for you, and it's the same for me. He's still the God who provides. Provides what? Well, what do you need? Grace, God's the provision. Provision, resources, God is your source. Mercy, Jesus purchased that for you on the cross. Whatever you need, God provides. Here's a principle we can learn from manna, though, so essential for our lives. God provides, you got to get up and go collect. So every morning, God provided morning manna, literally, for the children of Israel. But they needed to get up before it was gone throughout the day. After the dew had dried, they needed to rise early and go out and collect the provision that God had provided for them. What does that equate for us? How does that work out for us? We need to live that devotional life where we go and we seek God for His provision. I think it's beautiful when Jesus tells us to pray and all the things that we could want. He tells us to ask, to pray, to seek God, to seek His provision. James tells us if any lacks wisdom, let him ask, and God will provide. So God is standing by to provide, but we have a responsibility. Faith is an action word. I believe that God is going to provide for me, but I'm telling you right now, I'm going to ask Him. When I've got a circumstance going on with the kids and I go, what's the best way to lead in this moment? What's the best way to be a parent here? I'm not going to try and figure that out on my own. I'm going to go, you know what? I've got the God who provides. I'm going to ask Him, Lord, help me work this out. Show me this circumstance. I'm looking to correct this area of character. Or Lord, I need you desperately. I need to write this sermon or do whatever. Show me what I need. And I'm telling you now, God loves to show up for His people. Let's be those who rise early, who seek Him, and who collect His provision. God bless you, Morning Manna family. Morning Manna family. I was Morning Manna. You're not Morning Manna. Hopefully I'm providing Morning Manna, but may God bless you receiving this Morning Manna, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.